But I've got a few questions that I think maybe some other viewers may have with respect to these 5 factors found in the free PDF that you can download from trustedhousepainter.com. And the PDF is called Best Paint Colors for Your Bedroom Walls, How to Create a Beautiful Feel, an Elegant Feel, or a calming feel, whatever you want. These 5 elements help you identify which feel you want for your room. So one of the first questions I have is, can you combine 2 or more of these, one of these 5 factors found in the PDF? Can you combine 2 of them together, or is that not recommended? So in other words, can you incorporate soft and warm and rich and elegant, or is that going to create too much like noise in the room?
Great question, Paul. Actually, yes, you can combine the two, but I will put something out here. If you feel uncertain, don't. Don't mix them. If you feel nervous, just stick with one. But you're right, you could definitely mix, say that soft and warm and rich and elegant. You could do a soft beige on most of your walls and then add an accent wall that's something a little bit richer and more elegant.
Awesome, cool. That basically solves my question, because quite a lot of clients that I've had in the past ask that very question, and I kind of get fumbled, and I don't really want to tell them what to do, because if I tell them yes and they do it wrong and they have a horrible experience, well, guess who wears it, right? Me, because I recommended that. So thank you for answering that. The second question I have is, if someone isn't sure what type of feel they want in the room, whether it be soft and airy or soft and warm, light and airy, bright and cheerful, quiet and calm, rich and elegant, if they don't know what type of feel they want for the home, what would you recommend as a default go-to recommendation of one of those 5 factors?
I would actually say one. I would say one of 2 would be a great option. So I would either say light and airy or soft and warm. So really, it comes down to what colors you like. Because everybody has what they like. So don't ignore what you like. So if you tend to like warmer colors, creams and beiges and sands, maybe just go into that direction. Or if you tend to like cooler colors, you like grays and blues and things like that, then go to the light and airy. Keep it light and calming, and that will be the easiest way for most people to, have a nice space for their bedroom.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Another question I had was, like I mentioned earlier, we're in the Pacific Northwest. It's gray 6 months of the year here. Beautiful. I love the rain. It's fresh. It's awesome. Um, but what if, and if you're down south of the border, then you get a lot of sunlight. So my question to you is, what if your bedroom is on the north side of a home and it doesn't get a lot of light? What happens if your bedroom doesn't have a lot of window light, natural light coming in, and it's very dark and cave-like? What do you think would be the best feel for that type of room to help offset the constant darkness of it?
Okay, well, I like to think of 2 schools of thoughts when it comes to that.
Okay.
One is either embrace it and just know that it's dark, and maybe that's what you do use. Let's go a little bit deeper. Let's maybe go to the bright and cheerful or the rich and elegant, because it's already dark anyways. You're not going to be able to uh, fix the lighting with your paint, right? So that would be one way to go about it, and just accept that it's dark and go for it.
Yeah.
Or the other direction would be is if it's dark in, north facing and out here, say in the Pacific Northwest, something that has a little bit more clarity behind it, something that's a little cleaner because the light is a little bit more muted. So you could go for warm, creamy things. If you want to do the whites, like something like Benjamin Moore's Navajo white actually works really good in north facing spaces. They don't look too dull, but they still have a little bit of color and it looks brighter. I do find that if you go bright white in spaces like that, they actually look a little too sterile. So you need to add a little bit of color in order for it to look a little bit more inviting.
Yeah. And then the other PDF that you made, how to choose the perfect paint color for your house, you mentioned that there's certain things that you're stuck with, that you choose your color based on the things you're stuck with. So what you just said there, by kind of embracing what exists, sometimes helps alleviate that question.
Exactly.
Cool. And the last question I have is kind of like the opposite. It might kind of sound like a stupid question, but I kind of ask stupid questions, and sometimes I amaze myself at the answers that come out. But what happens if your bedroom is always cold? What happens if your home, you live in an older home and it's cold and you're always bundling up, and you're, would would using dark colors help create warmth? And vice versa. If you lived in a very hot home, would putting light colors on your bedroom walls help cool the feel of the room?
Yes, actually, Paul, you've got it right on the money. It doesn't technically change the temperature of your room, but it will actually make it feel or appear warmer if you do warmer colors, deeper, denser colors in those cool spaces. And conversely, it will cool off a space. So sometimes if you are on a hot side of the house, say you're south facing or west facing, or say you live in the south and it's got a lot of light, if you want to you know soften the heat a little bit, cool it off a little bit, go to the cooler side. And conversely, if you wanted to warm